Well, hello everyone and welcome along to back again with the commentary, me and Vector, and welcome to a very special day. GT3 is back. We're here at the world famous Algarve. Hello Vector, we've flown you out to Portugal. It's very warm here today, isn't it?
It's just really warm indeed, and of course it's also really warm in the heads of those drivers because it's been a long wait. But here we are for round one of GT3 again. I've been looking forward to this. Have you?
I've been very much looking forward to this. Last season was a surprising season. Lots of twists, lots of turns, excitement up and down the field. Surprise winners, surprise podium sitters. But today we have your new list of drivers as well. Going from top to bottom, some returning faces from last season include the likes of Ethan and Skull. We have the likes as well as, I believe we've got a David Ben here as well. Yes, we do. Our good old coordinator here. So lots of brand new drivers here. Vulcan, there's David Ben driving the Mercedes AMG as well. Igor back again as well. Joshua Luke here as well. Marty as well. So lots of famous faces. A lot of excitement. This season is going to be extremely interesting. A 15 corner circuit then in the middle of Portugal. 7 to the right, 6 to the left. It's going to be an exciting little race around Algarve. First built in 2008. Hosted a lot of races since. Hosted, of course, Le Mans. It's hosted for a little testing in 2010 as well. If you remember those famous pictures. This circuit, of course, one of my favourite circuits. I do love driving around here. Do love the spectator cameras as well. Some very keen-eye corners as well. Turn 13, turn 15. Turn 1, 2 and 3 as well could be an opportunity to make overtakes around this beautiful circuit, sometimes referred to the likes of Spa and of course the Nordschleife with its undulation. So expect a lot of excitement here for the first round. EPR Archil, we've seen him a lot in GT5, one of the the quickest driver in most of those. There's Ethan there driving his beautiful little blue livery again. Good to see that blue car back on site. I haven't seen that for a long time. Well, at least him driving a blue car. Last season he was driving the Porsche Vector, wasn't he?
He really was, yeah. And together with Scott, of course, again teammates for this season. The Goonie is also back. That's good to see. He was there also last season. In the meantime, EPR Archil goes quicker, so he hasn't lost a space from last year. Of course, this time in the Mercedes, just like Even and Scott, from the Lamborghinis. And I don't think we've got any Lamborghinis here this season, have we?
Oh
yes, we have actually.
We have lots
David
of
Ben has got
Lamborghinis,
one.
that's right. I think we've got.
We have lots of Lamborghinis, yes.
We have lots of Lamborghinis.
But I think more Mercedes now. And last season, I think we had only 2 or 3 Mercedes. So they've really upped it a lot. I think maybe to also go with the calendar for this season.
Indeed, the calendar, of course, a lot more even, especially on the circuits. No evil twisty and turny circuits. No only 2 nighttime races this time. Mostly though, all the races are going to be done in pure daylight. And oh dear, Vulcan gets a big slide there of the rear end in his Audi. So pushing very hard here.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the crucial thing.
Also really a tricky corner. Well, every corner around this track is really tricky. I think it's best to go on board with one of the cars because you really need to understand the track, because otherwise the track is just one big maze. Ethan goes quickest, by the way.
Ethan P1 there, 4 attempts, a 141.9. That's an impressive lap there. What's out for some of the other drivers as well, because I heard they've been setting down to 141.2. So this time, very much could drop low. Up Ethan goes low. He's coming through turn number 5, then coming down the long little straight then. Down towards the next corner, which is called Tour VIP then. Of course, that is because of the VIP building that you'll see on your left there, the big tower there. Up they come then, turn 7, there's there's VP Sir Racelot, who goes P1 there, 141.6. He is one of the quickest drivers this season. Look out for him. Up they come into turn number 9. That's Samsung corner. Len down into Craig Jones, named of course after a motorbike driver who died at, I believe it was Donington Park in 2010, of course, named after him. So good to see that. Ethan rather backs off this lap, it looks like here. Fully it's a fuel. Not too far off though. Building up for another one, but what a lap from VP up front though. P1, Sir Racelot, one of the quicker drivers in this tier, so expect him to be very much the man to look for, driving the Audi, a beautiful red and white livery, engulfing the number 9. Of course, Kamikaze, his teammate, down in P6 as well, so keep an eye on those two there.
Scald and P4 doing a really good job, also in the Mercedes, teammate of even though the cars do not look alike. They still are teammates. 142.4, not a bad lap from him.
It really isn't, he's really put it there, even that. Now he's going for another one, only a 10th down, and looked like he was backed off that lap, so he's really not through turn 1. 140 kilometers an hour as they fly through, so much commitment, and he's backed off that. Goonie,
yeah, I think he's gone wide. Goonie into first.
And up to P1. What a lap from him. Where did that come from, Vetro?
That is quite surprising, I must say, because last season he did really well, but he wasn't one of the front runners really often. But now, look at this. First position with 2 minutes to go. So, that was a really good lap from him.
It was incredible performance for him. There is a mild man in P4, so he's splitting Scald and up PS Scooby now P1. What a lap that is! 141.3, the times are flying down, Vetro.
They really are, yeah. And
Ethan's in the pits. Ethan's in the pits, Vetro. Look, he's not going to do another lap. That is absolutely disastrous.
It's got to be a maximum of P4, and he might drop even more because I think a lot of other drivers are ready to improve.
Let's see, Mildman's going to be on a lap, Scald could be on a lap, he's down in P8, so it was in P4 a few moments ago, now he's in P8, so these jumped down massively.
See Mildman coming to the final corner, is he going to start a lap, or is this already a good lap he is on? Let's see.
Well, up the speed then, 220, 230 kilometers an hour, then almost hit 245 as he crosses the line, he does at 250 kilometers an hour. P5 there, so he's going to do another lap then. Let's see, anyone else looks like they're improving. Let's look at Kamikaze. There's Scott, so they're all in lots of traffic here, and look at all this. Drivers backing off. David Penn down in P11, and that's the best he looks to be getting out of it. Joshua Luke down the back as well. All the field though within 3 seconds. So close. Pretender comes across the line. Can he improve? No, he cannot. He'll have one more lap to do. Let's see, Igor in P10, he's coming through the last corner. Who else can improve? Let's see. Igor's going to do the honours then in the Mercedes. Let's see, he's currently P10. Can he get that car up the field? He's going to cross the line. He'll have one more lap if he wants to do it. Can he get that car up the field? Russell said he goes. No, he can't.
Also, Vulcan not improving. Racing Archil is also not improving. But Kamikaze is still on the lap, I think. But it's really bunching up here in the midfield. And Scott also not going to improve here. P9 at the maximum.
So both the VP boys can do laps still. So can the top two. So let's see what they can do as well. Joshua Luke also on a lap. It looks like down the back as well. If he's still done it. No, he's backed off of it. So that's his lap over here. He'll be starting down in P14. Marty 2 tenths up in the first sector there. Runs a little bit wide in the Janetta. Good to see a Janetta here today. Let's see what he can do.
Goonie also not improving.
Yep, Goonie not improving. It looks like he's bailed out of it there. So it looks all set for Scooby to get P1 then. Unless VP and P3 can do it. And of course, so Kamikaze could do something as well. Big slide there. Let's see what the middle sector is. Only 54 thousandths up. It's not looking good. He's currently down in P12. There's Carter him there. Only half a tenth quicker though, so he could get up to P11 Vetro. Let's see through the last corner. One more car ahead of him as well. I don't know who that is. Hard to say on the mini map. Through comes Marty though. He'll come through the last corner. Let's see, can he find anything in this last corner? Coming up to the line then. Let's see. And ahead of him, one of the VP boys, is he going to improve? No, doesn't look like it there.
He did improve, but not his position. Marty comes to the line, also no improvements.
No.
But Igor is still on the lap though, and that's just well look. Where is Igor actually?
No, he's not on the lap. There he is.
Oh, there he is.
There we go, across the line, P10, and that is qualifying over.
He did improve, but not enough.
So the order, Scooby, Goonie, Racerlot and Ethan. That's your top 4. Mild Man in P5, Kamikaze in P6, Archiel P7, Vulcan P8, Scold is P9, Igor P10, so good lap for him. David Ben 11th, Marty 12th, Pretender and Joshua Luke 13th and 14th, rounding off this grid. But what a qualifying that, Troy.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of pole sitters during the qualifying. A lot of people setting the fastest lap. Goonie raced a lot, Ethan, and also Scooby, of course, were all in P1. It's looking like a really good race and a really tight field.
Most certainly is. Well, they're on the grid. Remember, like, formation that will be in count as well, as per usual on AOR in all of their Project Cars tiers. Always the formation lap will be on, so expect them to be running one at a time after 5 seconds, and away they will go eventually. In terms of strategies, expect a one-stop potentially, but never say never, of course. All these drivers will be alternating between the softs and the hards, of course. Most of the drivers expect to be on the hard tyres around here because this track temperature is a lot hotter than normal, so expect that to be something to look out for as well. Foggy in the chat as well, so good to see a lot of drivers jumping in the chat, and do keep sending your messages in as well. But it's going to be Scooby versus Laguni off into turn number 1. A whole new lineup, of course, on the front row from what we normally see last season, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of new drivers go to the front. Normally, EPR Racing was always at the front, and also CJ BMX, I can remember. But he is not in this season, it looks like. So it's looking a lot different than last season, and that's really good to see. Just a lot of different drivers and a lot of dark horses, because I think Scooby, he is really fast and he's showing a lot of pace.
Indeed, most certainly is. Well, expect the unexpected is all I can say. This could be very, very exciting. Well, syncing then to start the formation lap in a few moments' time.
Now, this is the 10th of October 2018. We're getting ready for the formation lap of round number 1 of the new GT3 season. Let's see if everyone comes off the line correctly. No misclicks, fortunately. That happens with this game often. You can exit the lobby if you don't want to. Luckily, that didn't happen this time.
Nick Nitro saying some slow time for Tier 1. So it looks like maybe Tier 2 got up some very quick lap times as well. Everyone taking it rather cautiously slow off the grid as they build up their formation lap then. So race a lot, Ethan, Oddman, EPR, Archfield, Vulcan, Skull there down in P9, Igor, David Ben, Marty, Pretender and Joshua Luke. All down the field then. So some drivers that are quick down the back. Joshua Luke as well. We can know, I've seen in the past he's a very quick driver. But up front, these top 4 are definitely going to be going all out. Audis, Lambos, Mercedes, a few Genettas in there as well. 4 or 5 different manufacturers, I think, in this so far. Maybe 4, I think I see there on my screen. Let's see what they can do, though. Let's run through then. From the top then is Scooby. Will be leading this field then from the Mercedes there in P2. So it is Lamborghini, Mercedes, Audi, Mercedes, Lambo, Audi, Mercedes, Audi, Mercedes, another Mercedes there. And right down the back, of course, one of the Ginettas in the middle of the pack. There we are in P12, I believe. That is the Ginetta there. Up front, though, Scooby is going to be doing it all as hard as he can then. Let's see what he can do in this race. It's going to be a long one. 35 laps. It's just going to be over an hour of racing, give or take. So, expect this to be going extremely well. Are we going to see it all clean to turn number 1, though? That is the ultimate question. We've seen it time and time again in the first round of the season. Each time there can be an incident. Let's hope, for God, nothing happens this time. Here we go, Luke. 2x2 Vector, and this is getting exciting.
This is the moment everyone has been waiting for a lot of weeks. And we're getting ready to finally start off this season.
Well, here we go then. A run right-hander is going to give these drivers the chance then. Who's going to be into turn number 1? Are we going to see everyone through then? On board we go then with the Goonie. There we are then, the field spread out. Ethan, look at him in the background there. You can already see putting his car in position to try and blast it here. And the flag drops and it's a good start. Ethan really bogs down. Look at that. They're already 3 abreast. Are we going to see everything through in turn 1 correctly? But it's Goonie in P2. I think we've got contact with the back, Ethan. They're all, Spectre, they're all bouncing up there. I think Ethan got through cleanly, though. Yes, I think that he has. They're all clean, though, surprisingly, in turn number 1. In turn number 2, are we going to see it clean through there? Yes, we are. A good start, though. Ethan having a look up already into P2. So Ethan got a good start as well. Bit of contact there with Archil there. Gurney struggled up the hill. Ethan had a good look there. In the background, though, I believe Zach Kamikaze having a look up the inside there. A madman. Yes, it is. Good start, though. Nice and clean for all the drivers. David Ben making up positions there as he passes Skull there down to P9. So a struggling start for him there as he come through all sector 1, though. All far, all clean. And good stuff to see, Vector, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone going through the first corners correctly, but Skull, a bit of a mistake there, David Ben. Oh, that wheel banging.
Bit of contact there into the corner. Skull defending the inside there. David Ben has the inside here, Vector, and he's going to try dive one, isn't he?
It will be bold, but it will be beautiful.
Let's see, I'll have the outside here. It'll be difficult there out on the outside. This circuit, not the easiest here, but as I look at the inside, David Ben has a little look. Skull passes his car. And there, I believe, is Goonie and Ethan there. Ethan has a look up the inside there into the last corner. So Ethan, like I mentioned, he really wanted to get this on the move. He was worried about turn number 1. He's got through turn number 1. Look at the top guys already. They're pulling away massively, but it is Scooby, who was absolutely flying away up front as well. And look at them all running down into turn number 1. Are we going to see any moves there? In the background, I see, I believe, one of the Mercedes in the really far background. I beat P10 having a look there. Scold under press 11 turn 1. Makes a bit of a lock up there. Is Igor and Vulcan, all those drivers. Marley down the back in the Ginetta. Struggling away there. But it's Scooby in the Lamborghini driving that beautiful Vodafone livery. Goonie made a bit of a mistake there. And Ethan already trying to pressurize. And then there's Kamikaze, Sir Racelot. Those two in the VP boys running down there in P4 and 6. Gold running right the way down there in P9. So he's had a torrid start compared to his teammate, Vector, hasn't he?
Yeah, he really has, and lost a lot of positions. But anyway, the top guys look really closely matched. We can see EPR now trying to make his way through the field again. We know he's really fast. We've seen it last season. We can only hope for him that the Mercedes is doing just as good as a job the Lamborghini did for him.
Let's see, but he's having a look here up the inside of Racelot there, giving each other a good line there. Up the inside, does Racelot just kind of really slow there. He gets a good exit low, as now running wide. Now the side-by-side into the king here. Arch will have the inside, and we'll have the outside Racelot here. They're almost 3 abreast there in the background there. And almost a bit of contact there, I believe. Was that Skull getting involved as well, as they up the inside of David Ben there. They're all bouncing up here into the last couple of corners. This is brilliant racing. And looks to me like getting Ethan closing up a little bit there on Gurney for P2. But look at the gap though those top 3 have got.
Yeah, they've got a massive gap, and we can see now also Ethan right behind Gurney, but not close enough this lap.
Yeah, look at
but
that.
We can see here, that is really close.
We're all just pulling out there, and oh, Scott got very close in turn 1 there. I think almost touched him. I think he got away with it there. Camera's deceiving us in turn number 1, but Skull pushing it very hard there. He really needs to get past these guys. You can see they're making a mistake there. Maybe a little bit of a desync for him as well there. Archie holding up this little train of cars, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, almost down to 10th there. You've got them all there. Grouping behind, and let's see if any of them try to make a do or dive move yet. Lap 4, 31 laps to go. And strategy-wise,
penalty.
Yeah. Penalty there for Racelot. That'll be a second, I'll imagine. Skull still having a
Was it Racelot actually? Yeah, it is. It is Racelot. There are 2 VP cars, of course, and it's hard to keep them up. But David Ben, a big slide there.
Yeah, big slide there. Racelot having another little battle here, and now side by side, still with Archel. Archel still trying to get that position here. He'll have the inside again, in the same position last time. Let's see if he got a lot ahead. Now he's side by side, still side by side. He's still not giving up. Look at this, down the inside still. Racelot will not, and most certainly will not subside to the pressure there and succeed to that pressure. And surprisingly, Archer made the mistake there, dropped a few temps as well. David Ben
Actually, Vulcan made a mistake. He's all the way down in the back, so he's gone off somewhere.
Yeah, Vulcan's made a mistake there, but look at those top guys. And Scooby, 1.2 seconds up front. Then there's Ethan and Goonie still running nose to tail. Goonie ahead of Ethan. Then that whole gaggle of cars there from P4.
Scar in the pits is Arkle.
Yeah,
Circle in the pits.
Now, that's an early stop. Now, has he got an issue there? Is he trying a very audacious strategy? Remember, you can pit around about lap 5. That's the pit window, so he's gone for a very audacious strategy. Lap 5 to lap 30, that is your pit window, if I'm not mistaken. So expect these drivers to be pitting any time from now, really, if they want to try those audacious strategies. Big lock up there for Racelot. Pushing it very hard there. He's trying to get past Mild Man, and he's stuck behind his teammate there, so potentially some team orders could come in to slow the middleman down and try to get past. In the background, you can see Skull there still battling with David Ben. So those two battling up front, though. There's Goonie and Ethan, and this is turning into a pretty little battle, not for overtakes here, but for just catching each other and letting each other pass again, isn't it, in terms of time?
Yeah, it really is, and it's really fluctuating here. And we've also got a lot of battles at the back here. Mildman and Racelot getting quite close, and Skull and David Ben still together.
Yep, Skull trying the outside line there. David Ben planting that car just where he wants it. Indeed, so let's see. Low tries the outside line. Let's see, on board we go with the Mercedes. Tries to get a car back. You can just see, Low, that Lamborghini has a little more grip indeed. And Ethan and Goonie still together up front, Low, so that gap not opening or not decreasing. Someone goes in the pit lane there. I believe that might be... who is that coming in the pit lane? It's one of the VIP boys there. It's
Racelot. Also a really early stop.
Yeah. Early stop there, so he's trying to get that pit window already and then go to the end of the race, get some clean air. So it's very bold stuff there, and he really had to do that because look at the car he's going to be battling. Low Archer will be coming out, I think, still quite a far behind Low. So still, despite that, so he's got clean air. That's what he wanted to see, and that's exactly what he's got. The Tender, he's lining himself in P10 here. He's trying to get past Joshua Luke, so that battle there. Skull still can't get past David Ben though, can he?
He still can't, and it just looks when he goes past, David Ben takes it back, so it's really just a lot of battling between those guys.
Why?
There's also a lot of battling between Goonie and Ethan, because they're still in each other's visor.
I mean, well, further down the back, I said that VP would get ahead of Archie. He's not actually, he's behind him, so that really not worked for him, has it?
It really hasn't, no. And now they've voted the back. It doesn't matter that much though. But actually, Scooby is losing a bit of time to Goonie here. So Goonie is catching up to Scooby again. It looks like the gap has come down a bit.
Yeah, it's gone down to 1.6 seconds, so it's kind of evened out now. Ethan there getting a bit of a wobble on over the hill there, over the crest. Are we going to see any of these guys coming in? I doubt it yet. These guys are going to go for a long while. So some drivers taking audacious early stops, of course, just to get that pit window out the way.
Another one. Yep. It's the other VP guy. It's Kamikaze.
Now Kamikaze is going to come out. Let's see, actually, he's going to come out around Archil and
as well.
VP. Skull's jumped in as well, so we're following each other. So all the drivers coming in now. Let's have a look at Archil, by the way, Vetcher, because that's going to be awfully close, I feel, down into turn number 1. Where is Archil? He's just coming through the last corner. Behind him there, you can just hear the engine sound. That is the Audi trying on the outside. Let's see, this is going to be close in turn 1, I feel. Down they come. Long pit lane here. They're going to come at a high rate. Not Scold is going to be swamped here in turn number 1. Yes, Scold's down then into last position. Oh, he's almost hit him. Locking up, and indeed Archil has been hit. Round he goes. Contact there. Racelot slows down to in the back 3. Realised he locks up there. Took far too much speed in. And that's good to see that spawning between each other. Don't think much damage would have been done there, Lovetsu, do you think?
Thomas Even has gone past Scooby. Scooby made a mistake. Scooby's down to the 3rd, so Goonie into the lead.
Indeed, whilst we've been noticing that contact out of the back, a mistake for your leader. We presume either that or something's going on there. We presume it's a mistake because now Ethan and Goonie right up front are now battling for the lead of this race. I think we're going to see some of these drivers in though, don't you think, Vetro?
Possibly, yeah. A lot of different strategies, so let's see which one works the best. And there we go, Scooby is in. He took his loss.
Oh, and he sped in the pit lane there, Vetro. I think he might have gone a bit too quick in the pit lane. 60 kilometers now.
Well, we can only see
65. We'll find out.
We can only see, of course, when the penalty pops up. So we cannot say anything about that. EPR and also Kamikaze still battling. Race a lot, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both have the same initials, of course.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing, but it's Race a lot there battling. Pretender low P7 now, so these drivers. It's going to be interesting, really, Vetro, because they need clean air to really make their strategies work. Scooby is going to come out miles ahead of the... I think that is Kamikaze behind him. Yes, it is in P11. Then look at that. Here we go. Now Archer under pressure again from Racelot down to turn number 1. Racelot again pulls the inside. Still too far back. You can see, though. A lot later on those brakes. A lot more confident on those brakes. But it's now the top two. 7 tenths between each other now. Goonie and Ethan, and that's going to be the battle we watch throughout this race. Yeah, you have to imagine though, Vetro, they have to pit because if they keep what they're doing, they may lose time to the others. They might try the overcut though. It's so difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, it's of course really difficult, and this is not really a track I normally know a lot about, so I don't know what it is with this track. Scald, by the way, is all the way down in the back. He is. Yeah, he's slowing down a bit.
Yeah, something's not right. Yeah, something's not right there. Skull's got an issue. He's out. He's out of the race. Yeah, something's gone wrong there. He's out of the race. For Skull, so he's retired from the first race of the season. Hopefully, we'll get a update there, presumably from AJ, who's probably in the chat, their spokesman. Hopefully, to see what's going on. Right, so Skuld has got an AI taking over his driver, so that is what's happened to him. That's a real shame there, so that is a game-related issue, unfortunately, for Lewis.
Oh, EPR off, and Racelot through.
Racelot back through. He's just about got through. Archer has a little look up the inside, so one driver out of this race already. That's Skuld there, so that's a real shocker there. Out already, but a mistake and an issue from the game. It's cost him. Nonetheless, though, his teammate running up in P2 right now, and he's chasing down Goonie. 4 tenths the gap, so one of these two drivers down, one of them low, still very much in it and trying for that chocolate biscuit, and that is Ethan.
That's actually a Scooby did a 153 last time, and the top runners are doing 143, so
yeah, remember he did pit last time.
Does that still have to do with the pit lane then? Yeah. I hope for him, because otherwise he just lost 10 seconds. He is 31 seconds down. I do not know how long a pit stop takes.
I imagine it's about 30 seconds, so it is going to be close. I feel they are then. Are they going to come in? Meanwhile, though, behind them, it is Mildman in P3 right now. He's ahead of David Ben by a little bit there. So David Ben 3 seconds back, almost 4 seconds back there. Joshua Luke battling there in that battle with Pretender and Igor as well, just a little bit further up the road. There is Sir Racelot, P12 right now. Over the crest he comes, he's ahead of EPR Archiel as well. There he is driving that beautiful, beautiful livery, by the way. I do love the plain black and green. Almost a very retro livery. Let's see, look. Down they come in turn number 1, and Ethan's still close, though. He's only 4 attempts behind, 3 attempts. So he's really on it still. It is close. And this is turning into it. Skull in the chat saying he's fuming. I'd imagine he would be fuming here, but he could cheer on his teammate now. As they come over the crest, Ethan, has he got a good exit low vet? So it's difficult, isn't it? These cars very similar in pace right now, aren't they, these two?
They really are. They're quite closely matched, I must say. Goonie, a bit of pressure, of course, for him. He's not been up front
Ethan's got a penalty.
That much. Has Ethan got a penalty?
Yeah, he has. Look, 1 second, I believe it is. Let's have a quick check. If it is 1 second.
Yes, I think he has.
Yeah,
1 second. And Racelot also 1 second.
So track limits, of course, potentially. Well, it's most likely going to be the track limits that's going to cause that 1 second time, but I don't believe anything else would. So now he's got to get past and then get another second on the car he is battling with now. And remember, the more these guys battle, the more that their rival, the man who was leading this race, who's pitted a lot earlier, is going to come back through. And that is Scooby, who's going to come back through him, remember. Because look at his last lap time, 1:43.3. The top two are setting, well, Ethan's setting a 1:42.9, so he is flying around this racetrack right now.
Yeah, and I think Scooby, of course, he's losing a bit of time. The gap is now almost 32 seconds, so he's not winning a lot of time, I must say.
Yeah,
now the two VP guys, Kamikaze and Racelot, and also APR, all together, battling at the back. They're just waiting for the other guys to make the pit stops because they're now losing a lot of time, I imagine.
Indeed, so Ethan, despite lifting off, that's what we saw on our screen, got the penalty load. Unfortunately, the game victimising some drivers, of course. Two drivers got a penalty now, both 1 second, but still close, and that is Pretender battling away there with Joshua Luke, and Marty and Vulcan battling away down in turn number 1 as well. The Audi stuck there behind a few cars. There's Kamikaze somewhere. Camera not working too well. There we are, the two VP boys. Are we going to see a switch, Vetri? He's flashing his lights there. I think, yep, switch
yes,
around team orders. So, wingman there, Kamikaze, being rather a wingman there, lets him through in the first race, so he's got more pace. And that's good to see. So Kamikaze now going to be doing the honours. Remember though, so Racelot has the penalty. Kamikaze does not.
Kamikaze does have number 8, and Racelot's got number 9, so Kamikaze, I think, is the first driver.
Yeah, well, either way.
Ethan is losing time on Goonie, the gap is now 1 second.
Maybe
it was 3/10.
Yeah. Potentially could have been a slowdown penalty, we just do not know. Pretender, P7, Jocelyn P6, that is a battle I've seen a lot last season, Vetri. Remember that battle quite a lot between these two. On and off track, it was quite a little fun battle, wasn't it? Let's see if Joshua Luke can defend from Pretender. Like, Pretender did quite well last season as well. Vulcan battling away with Marty. Nat Janetta doing a good job, isn't it?
Yeah, currently in P8. Not doing a bad job.
Indeed, and hello to everyone in the chat as well. And it is a good evening for us, actually. It's not in the morning. It's currently 8:38 in the evening. Right now, 9:38 if you're Vetro, because he's an hour ahead, being in the Netherlands. Pretender, good run here. You can just see load of speed building up to almost 265 kilometers an hour into turn number 1. Break it down, chuck it in, and away they go for another lap in the background. Marty still under pressure from Vulcan, who is absolutely trying to get past. You can tell he's being held up here, isn't he?
He's getting held up a bit, indeed.
See though, his best opportunity. We know that Junetto's a little bit slower down the straight, so if he doesn't do that, he can really get a nice run here. Joshua Luke still ahead low. Up front, the gap, 8 tenths the gap.
Oh, he's made a mistake. Joshua Luke
I've gone and set it, haven't I? Round goes Joshua Luke. That drops him down to the back nearly of that little battle. And fortunately, the commentator Curse unfortunately strikes again. And now Marty really kind of under pressure from Vulcan here. That's compromised his line a little bit now. Let's see, a little bit of a nudgy there. Trying to get through. Can't do it. Lowering the Audi. Still stuck behind that slower Janetta. Let's see. If he gets a good slingshot up here, Vetcher, he could try to dive up the inside. But you can see Marty defending quite well there.
Well, he can try it. He is focusing on the exit. That's really smart of him. He's not going to do it in this corner. He might do it in the next corner.
Indeed.
Or in the one after that. He's trying it. He's trying it. He's on the inside.
Bit of contact there. Very close up between those two there. Top two, by the way, Vector are really getting close up. 4 tenths the gap as well. Whilst we're keeping an eye on this battle down in the back, which is heating up. 5 tenths the gap. Let's have a look up front, Vector.
Well, they're still running behind each other. Nothing happening at this moment.
Oh, bit of side-by-side there in the background, and that
looks things are happening.
To be, I think that's Marty under pressure again, actually, and that's Scooby. Is that there? Is looking on our screen? I think it is. Up the inside of Joshua Luke. Easy does it, gets through, and Joshua Luke really couldn't do anything there. Remember, like, struggling maybe on a different strategy. Marty, though, this is a battle there, and you can see there, Scooby got a bit of a slide there. Remember, this is the guy that the top two could be battling, but look at the gap they're pulling away now. 43 and 43 evening there. Ethan again takes 2 tenths down again, but you can just see though, it's evening out in the end as well. So Dirty Air really affecting these top two. But it is this midfield battle here. 7th, 8th, 9th position there. There's Scooby. And Race a Lot there down as well. 11th and 12th position. There's Archer just behind. 4 tenths to gap, 3 tenths to gap. The top two go losing really up now. Vetra, let's have a look. It's coming through the last corner. Ethan seems a lot more comfortable in this last corner. And it's really helping him here. But look at the straight. Just starts to pull away ever so slightly now down the straight. And that's costing him that ever so slight advantage here. As the gap now closing. It's as close as he's been all race low. So it's not giving up. He's got a good exit here out of that first corner. He could have a little try if he gets it down into turn 7. If he really gets it through as he comes through turn 5. This is a really good run, isn't it, Vetroy?
Now he has a really good chance indeed.
Let's see. He's going to have to force him to the inside. Goonie's forced to the inside. Ethan has the inside still. Let's see. Diver down the brakes. Can he do it? Goonie covers him off just about. Almost bumper to bumper there. This is great stuff between these top two here. As they battle here in Algarve. Further down the field, look at Vulcan still trying to get through there. And he's been passed by Scooby. There's Kamikaze having a little look up the inside. Well, and the outside actually there in turn number 1. He goes a little bit wide there. EPR giving a lot of room there. And let's see, Lote still can't get through. Goonie Lote and Ethan now back up to 3 tenths to gap. So Ethan struggling in this middle sector a little bit there, though I say that. Good exit again.
Now he's trying it.
Still can't get away through, and that's the critical thing. He's really got to try and do it. The best opportunity is just sit behind him here, try and unsettle him in this last corner and do him down into turn number 1. Like so many of the other drivers are doing, just exactly like Scooby's doing. But the thing is, can they do it, is the question. Remember, these two are the quickest drivers on the circuit. Mileman as well, only a few tenths behind. We can just see Dirty Air affecting him, Vettel, along in turn 1. It's really costing him.
Yeah, and I think maybe the Mercedes was, of course, quite sensitive to Dirty Air.
Looks like
needs a lot of downforce to keep that really heavy on the straight. Really heavy car on the straight.
Oh,
but here, look at the midfield battle.
Race a lot. And all of them, that just remember
these are all
guys
front runners. These are all front runners who have pitted early, and this is not what they need. They're all losing time.
Just for Luke as well, Vetcher, isn't it? They're all out of sync, aren't they?
Well, that was what I just was about to say.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh, well,
they've all stopped already.
And they come in exactly on cue. And there's Marty in the Giannetta, and also in is Vulcan in the Audi there as well. So, just when I said they're out of sync, they all come in, and now we're back to kind of the normal here. So Racer Look gets a good exit, big mistake there for Joshua Luke, and down he goes in another position. So, not expected really to keep up.
Ethan lost second.
Yeah, Ethan has made a mistake there, potentially getting on the curb, or maybe a slowdown penalty. Archil and Kamikaze still together, and this is turning into such a nice little race, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the strategy is the most important, of course, because we have the likes of Kamikaze and EPR Archil who've already pitted. They're one of the front runners, and now Goonie and Ethan are likely pulling away. Let's see where Scooby is. Scooby's still hanging on. He's setting identical lap times.
Yeah, quickest lap.
Still around the 31 second mark. So it looks like it will be really close when Ethan and Goonie eventually pit for new tires and fuel.
We'll keep an update because the lap time 1:43.3. These guys are doing 1:42.9 actually. So well, I'd rather have just been a silence there from the Goonie, who just absolutely obliterates the lap time I was about to say. So well, never mind there then. Kamikaze still in 11th position. He needs to try and get past Archie. So these two have been at each other's throat most of this race. So Igor's in, and he comes in the Mercedes.
Goonie's teammate, of course. Yeah. He's also in from 5th position. Where will he drop back to? That's the question. Also, Joshua Luke comes in.
Yeah, expect those drivers to
That's
drop
15
down
out of 35.
to around about P10, I'd imagine, P11, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Igor and Joshua Luke, P10, 11 so far. The nearest drivers to Tulum will be Marty as well, so they're quite far back.
Oh, he's off.
Kamikaze getting on the curb there, or was that not Vector in turn number 1? I didn't see what happened there. Did he get on the curb a little bit?
It looks like he got on the curb, a bit of oversteer. The car, he had nowhere to go, and he had to cut the corner a bit. He didn't win time with it though. He only lost time.
Yeah, very fortunate. And EPR has got a penalty as well, by the way. So just noticing that popped up on our timing there. So I'd imagine that's a 1 second time penalty as well. However, it is so far Goonie leading this race. It's a 2 second time penalty.
2 seconds
for Racer and EPR.
And what has got Ethan? Ethan has still got 1.
So, current order then on lap 16, currently nearly half through this race. It is Goonie from Ethan, Mildman, David, Ben, Pretender, Scooby. And then comes the first of the VP boys, and that is going to be Race-A-Lot, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. Len, it's EPR2, Len, it's Kamikaze, Igor, Joshua Luke, Marty, and then down the back it is Vulcan. In comes David Ben in P4 then, so he's decided to get that pit stop out of the way then. Presumably we'll pull about 1 litre of fuel in. Oh, he's missed his pit stop. He's missed it. Oh dear. That's not what you want to see, Vetzer, is it? Missed his pit stop. Don't see that lot very often.
No one in that, but of course anyone can make a mistake sometimes.
Scooby closing up and pretending that's for P4 now, so still on the just. If Ben comes out, that's going to cost him a little bit of time there. In comparison, though, with Igor, he'll come out ahead of him there, I still think, by quite a while. Yes, he will. So he looks to be set currently P9 for a little while. Pretender and Scooby, I don't think they're teammates. No, they're not teammates there. I don't think it's going to take long up the inside. Wasn't going to take long. I think Pretender runs rather wide there. Doesn't really want to put too much to fight his own race, isn't he, Vatro?
They're on their own race. They're also on different strategies, all of them. And it's really interesting to see which strategy will take the cake while it's at the end of the race.
Goonie though is really kind of got a little bit of a gap now. 1.4 seconds. Ethan's struggling. Is Ethan going to try to do the undercut, however? Not yet, so they're staying out a long while. And that's going to... It's so interesting, Vetcher, because they're staying out. What they're doing is actually the exact thing that the likes of Race-A-Lot really should have done. They should have stayed up because they pitted early. And because they pitted early, they've got themselves in traffic, and that's really cost them, hasn't it, in the long run?
Well, if you look at Scooby, the gap is 32 seconds. I think he might actually retake the lead, if he's lucky, when Ethan and Goonie stop. He will certainly go back into third position. He already stopped. Mildman, of course, really doing a good job in third. He has not stopped yet. So, will be interesting to see. And now, Race-A-Lot and Pretender side by side.
Still having a little battle here. So Race-A-Lot now up the inside, gets the job done there again. Pretender couldn't really do a lot in the brakes low, but he's putting a good show here for P6. He has yet to stop, of course, so expect that may drop a little bit, but never say never. Locks up a little bit into turn number 3, and to turn number 4 and 5 they go. So far it is still Goonie and Ethan, but we're all eyes are currently on P4 right now, and that is Scooby, and seeing where is he going to come out compared to Liz. He needs around about 30 seconds, I feel, to be comfortable, to be within the window. I think 28 seconds he needs to be comfortably out ahead, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't actually know how long a pit stop is normally. I think we might have to count next time someone of them pit, so we can have a small idea, but Race-A-Lot is now also behind
leader end.
Scooby again.
Leader end, top 2 in.
And they're both in, so let's see what Scooby can do. He really needs to have put a good lap in now. The gap is now 20 seconds. Sir Race-A-Lot is also coming with him. He's also stopped already.
Yeah,
so
as well.
This Mildman as well. So this will be really interesting. Who will come out of the top? Goonie is coming out.
Goonie out. Ethan comes out as well. So
now,
they're very close.
To the final corner, Scooby. Let's see. I think Goonie will
Going to be close.
Well,
He'll have the momentum.
it's got to really close. I think Scooby will take it.
They'll have the momentum though, right? He'll jump Ethan, I feel there. He might get the lead here. It's going to be close.
Yes!
Just
Into
behind
turn one
you.
he goes.
Scooby up to P2, VP up to P3 there, but he hasn't got the lead there. And Ethan just cut off there by Pretender. He's yet to pit. That is not what Ethan wanted. A long stop there.
Goonie into P1, actually.
Yeah, Goonie in P1, so he's still ahead of Scooby now. But look at Scooby, he's got a good exit here. The Lambo's got a lot of speed low. He's been good on the brakes. Is he going to try take any opportunity here? But Ethan, what a shocking pit stop he's had there. He's dropped a few positions there. He's down in P5. We'll presume he'll go up to P4. But these top three really got the bit between their teeth.
And now Scooby right behind Goonie. Ooh, really close there. Now we've got a battle on our hands for first position. The whole podium can still change.
Yeah, very much will change, Vetro. That's the question is not an if, it's a when will we see this change around a little bit, because race a lot on the charts, and there's the mistake. Contact. And there they go. So I think Scooby, yeah, like I said, he may have hit Goonie a little bit there, and I said when will it change? Well, very, very quickly it will happen. And we'll keep an eye on Ethan to see if he can get past Pretender, who's P4 and driving his own little race as well. So this is turning into something special now. This is really something special. And look now at Race-A-Lot here. He's got a massive run. The Audi a lot more aerodynamic here. And you can see here he has a look up the inside. If he can, now he gets a straight line speed. Let's see. Mercedes versus Audi. That's going to be an interesting comparison. Let's see. Pulls to the inside. They both go there. He's forcing him to the outside. Almost weaving there a little bit there down the straight. Goonie has the inside. Racing around the outside. Can he do it there? Contact. And he's forced him wide there. He's not going to be happy about that one. Let's see, look. Can he get back through? And Pretender in now, Vetro. So, what do you think of this little battle so far?
Well, what's that to think? This is of course amazing to see. But now, down the inside he tries. No, not yet. And now Scooby is also packed up the pace again. He's recovered from his mistake. He's now back into third. But again, Goonie, really lucky he was out in front. Did a really good lap. And also Race-A-Lot. A really risky strategy, but it's really worked for him, because now he's in second position.
It really has worked out. So like we mentioned, staying out really has helped these drivers, because they're ahead. But here goes Race-A-Lot, has the inside, he's nudging ahead. He has the inside and round! Round goes Goonie, he's been tapped there. Rejoins, and Ethan now, can he capitalise there? I think there must have been the slightest of touches there. I just do not know how much contact that was made. That looks so light, Vetro. What did you see on your end?
There was side-by-side contact, side-to-side contact, and I don't know if it was significant enough to spin Goonie round. Maybe there was a small racing mistake. By the way, a lot of drivers here battling as well down the back.
Yeah, that is Marty there having a battle there with Josh Luke and Volker. So these three are still together. They've been together this entire race, and they're still together. But very...
Look at the back,
very
Ethan
stuff here.
and
Here goes
Goonie.
Ethan. Yeah, he's got a massive run here into turn number one. He has the inside line. Late on the brakes. Can he do it up the inside? He's alongside. Gives Goonie enough room here to go around the outside. But he'll run himself out of room here. Ethan have the inside. Goonie's not going to do it there. Be brave. He's still there. Let's see. He's still there. How has he kept that there? Ethan trying around the outside. They're just bunching each other up. And behind them, Mildman closing up now. Ethan will have the slipstream, pulls to the outside. Late on the brakes, can he do it? Locking up there, now tries for the cutback, can't do it. And he's getting frustrated here as now Mildman catches them like a rocket.
Ethan has tried to get past him all race long, and he hasn't been able to do so as of yet. Oh, he has contact.
You can see really, Goonie is parking that bus right now. And you can see, I think Ethan might have a bit of damage there, potentially. I don't know.
Dirty tires, I think, it pulled into the grass.
Look at Mardman, he's right with them now, and that really has cost him. And Goonie is driving at the slowest possible pace he can do, and you can see this has cost him massively.
Vulcan and Joshua Luke as well. We keep an eye on this battle as well. But at the front is also still really close. Racelot currently in the lead.
Yeah, he's got the gap there.
Scooby in second.
Top 2. Actually, look at the top 2 veterans. They've really pulled away. Look at Goonie.
Goonie and Ethan still close together. Followed suit by Mildman.
And EPR.
And EPR. And behind that is Kamikaze. So, still a lot close. And at the back there's also a lot of battling going on. Look at this.
Yeah, it's good to see battling. We don't normally get to see battling all the way through the field, but Algarve is really showing something special. And the leader's made a mistake. The leader's gone off, I think, Petro. Look, the gap's now is just over a 10th. Racelot and Scooby has a look here. So, I think Racelot may have locked up or something into the braking zone because he lost a second there. Unless he's had a time penalty or something and had to slow down again. I just do not know. But look, he's struggling there with the rear end. So all of a sudden, the pendulum has swinged again. And now Racelot under pressure from Scooby. And then there's Goonie, Ethan and Mildman. And Archil as well in some form. All just sitting together. So this is just spectacular here in Algarve. Here in Portugal. For the first round of the GT3 PS4 on Tier 1, the Elite Tier. This is the top class of racing. And this is well and truly the top class of racing. Joshua Luke, meanwhile, still cannot get... Well, Vulcan still can't get past Joshua Luke, and Joshua Luke still can't get past Marty. So these three are just rather in their own little chain right now. They're quite a little bit further back from these guys. They're just coming through Tier... Sector 1 as these guys are all coming through to start the next lap. Ethan still can't get past. And Archie's got a good run here again on Scooby. The car he's battling with Mildman, so I say.
Ethan still behind Goonie here. Still not finding way past. EPR, by the way, is won a lot on the brakes, but he's losing it on the traction.
Well, I have to say, Vetra, commentator's cars is really with us today, isn't it?
Well, anyway, we have been looking forward to this race for such a long time, and what a race we've got. Just no domination anywhere, battles everywhere,
Ethan,
and it's still going on. Look at this, for third position now.
Ethan needs to try and get that inside there. He really needs to try and dive up the inside, I feel. You can see now, he's getting frustrated, and I feel he's going to try something, and he'll come to regret. As I look up the inside there, let's see. It's pushing so hard, and Goonie's doing such a good job at defending low. This is surely, I mean, like, Ethan gonna love this low. I bet he's enjoying every second of this. He loves a good race here. He's trying up the inside here, laying on the brakes. Almost taps the rear end there. Mildman as well sitting behind, so he's not only trying to put pressure on ahead, but he's also got to look behind. VP now, so Racelot pulling ahead a little bit more up front, so he's doing a good job from Scooby. Only 14 laps to go in this race, by the way, so it's flown past.
Well, that's because we're having such a lot of fun, because this is just... Incredible. If this is for the rest of the season, we're up for a really good season here. But look at Ethan now. He has a really good chance to turn 1 now. Look at this. Now he has to...
See, around the outside. That's brave. That's going to be brave. And he's really going to be brave. Even has the position for a brief moment. Has he done it, low in turn number 1? Yes, he just has it. Yes, through. Finally, Ethan's done it, but he runs wide. Is Goonie close enough to capitalise, low? I don't feel like it's so. And now Mildman's to dive up the inside as well. I think a bit of contact nearly. But what a little move, Vetra, wasn't it?
Yes, we all saw it, of course. And really good move from him. On the brakes. Goonie had literally nowhere to go. He got to the room, and oh, he wants the position back, of course.
He wants it really hard. Now, Ethan now has to pull away as hard as he can. He needs to find a second, because remember, he has a second penalty unless it's got more. But Goonie now just wants to try and stick with him as well. But this is exactly what Ethan wanted. But look at the guys ahead. 9 seconds ahead. That is one big feat to catch, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And at the back, of course, a lot more battling going on still.
They're
in
still
turn
together.
one.
Yes, they are. Oh, Vulcan. As it looks to me, Vulcan's got past Joshua Luke. Now he's having a look at the Janetta there and Marty. And I think a bit of contact there, if I'm not mistaken. The outside line. And that is a really brave move there around the outside. You don't see that often there. And now, is Joshua Luke in a firing range to make a move? I don't think so. But Goonie now starting to drop a little bit back.
Mildman and EPR are now really close.
You can see here, this is where the Mercedes just comes alive here in this last corner. The Audi, sorry, the Lamborghini low. There's the Audi behind as they all weave their way down turn number 1. You can see like a little snake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them there. As they look up the inside, won't do it there on the inside. A bit too optimistic there. But as these guys push, Mildman runs wide.
He's run wide though.
This could be an opportunity. Let's see, a little bit too far back. He dives up the inside. Contact there, and that's a little bit too optimistic there. But he's got the position there, and surely he's going to give that position back. Surely he has to. It's still side by side, so he's still behind.
Still side though.
So he's lifted off a little bit there. Now he's come back through. Now let's see on the outside. Won't do it there. Squeeze each other off. Bit more contact there for good measure. Look at behind them here. Is that his Kamikaze? Is that not? Yeah, it is. Right with
He's a really good view of this. Let's view this with him.
Here they come. And you can see that up the road. You can see Ethan and Goonie. Just up the road there. With a wide berth there. And on board with Archie. This is just something else. You don't see this. Joshua Luke and Marty and, of course, the other driver there as well, a Vulcan, all together. They all switched around in the end. But Mardman, EPR, still battling there. Another penalty there, and that's Mardman's got a penalty, I think, just there for a second. Ethan now got that 1 second window now, so that's what he wanted, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, it's what he wanted. And let's look at the back still.
Still battling.
Vulcan has gone past. He's running away now. But Marty and Joshua Luke are still battling for who is not going to be last in this race.
Yeah, but who isn't going to be last? That's the question. Well, we know who is last. Unfortunately, it's Scott, of course, who've had an issue. Unfortunately for him, race a lot low. Starting to pull away now from Scooby a little bit more now, so he's kind of got the bit between his teeth. Then we've got this battle here between Mildman, Archie, and just behind them, Kamikaze. He may be dropping a little bit far back now, but one mistake from these guys, and he's back there in this battle. So you could never count any of these guys. The battle for the podium is not over yet, at all.
Yeah, it really isn't, and Ethan is running away a bit from Goonie, but not by much. One little mistake, like you said, and it's still all to play for.
Yeah, Archie still there, gets good exit this time around. You can just see that Lamborghini struggling there, as well as the Audi. The Mercedes definitely looks a bit more planted, doesn't it, Vettor, right now?
Yeah, it does.
I'd say though, in this stage
well, we've hit him actually again.
Yeah,
so there's still a bit of still contact.
Really just trying to get through here. Archie, he's been good up here all race long as well in this middle sector. But you can just see, like, it's so difficult to try and make that move here because you want to get the inside line, but the inside line is just not necessarily the best line into this corner unless you are really, really going for it here. As another look at the inside, now there's contact. There's even more contact there. He's kind of just pushing him wide there, saying, I'm coming through. He's going to come back across, squeeze him wide. And now he's going to try the cutback. That is good defending and good racing. Great placement. I think he's got him now. Side by side through the last corner. And Archie back ahead now. But Mildman's going to have the slipstream here. And we know that Lamborghini is a nippy car. But I feel that was a little bit harsh, Lovet. So he kind of pushed him a little bit there, in my opinion.
Of course, it's racing. It's what you can do, but Kamikaze is too late on the brakes, and he hit him.
And round.
And he's round.
Can he catch it? There's just about takes the old motorbike version of that corner. And Mildman really wants to come back through, I feel here. He's not very happy, I don't think.
Yeah, he's focusing on the exit here. Focusing on the straight line speed he will get, and he will get that.
Yep, weaves to the inside there. Now, Mildman is going to try on the outside. That Mercedes, late on the brakes, he's going to try and squeeze him wide. Let's see, Loke covers the inside off quite well. Mildman gets a bad exit, unfortunately.
A mistake in the gearing from Mildman, I can hear it. The engine over-revved itself, so a small mistake in the gearing there. that will cost them a bit of time. But like you said earlier, the Mercedes looked a lot more planted and a lot more stable on the braking, especially.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it just looks to me like Mild-Man's setup might be a little more on the rear end, because it definitely seems the rear end stepping out a lot more. Meanwhile, down the back, Joshua, Luke and Marty still together, and just got a further 30 minutes just about behind. Of course, he retired due to a issue where the game, we believe, took over from him, so that's a real shame. Unfortunately, sometimes it happens. Just have to move on, of course, and just see what happens. How big of a penalty has Lee got a really lonely.
We'll see in a moment, but with someone who's got a really... Oh, there's a bit of a corner cut from Mild-Man, it looks like.
Yeah, it'll cost him.
So I hope that will not gonna cost him a penalty. But Igor, a really lonely race for him. Not a lot of battles with him, but Pretender might be getting a bit closer. The gap is only 3 seconds, so it might come down at the end. It just depends on who is better on the tires and who's got the better fuel. I think if there's a fuel that both make it, yes, definitely.
Yeah, both make it.
But let's take a look at the penalties.
2 seconds.
2 seconds for the leader.
Oh, that's close.
He's just got about enough. That's really close. Ethan has got 3.
Yeah, he's got 3 now, but remember he's 3 seconds ahead, I think, just about. So he's very fortunate.
Archer's got 3, Mild-Man 1, David Ben 2, and Igor's got 1. So a lot of penalties, but Racelot is not home free yet, because Kubi is 2.3 off, so he cannot lose 3 tenths, otherwise he will lose the lead. So this is gonna go down the wire with 5 plus 2, that's 7 laps to go. When we come to the line, 6 laps to go, so the pressure is on for Racelot.
Yeah, and that I'd say it was almost, I think that more a Canadian livery. I'm pretty certain I saw a maple leaf there on that car. If I'm wrong, don't quote me, but it definitely was a red leaf I saw there. So look for a Canadian there. There's Goonie driving his livery. And there is Archil, and there behind him is Mild-Man and Len Kamikaze. And yeah, that's definitely Canadian. Definitely saying that's a Canadian livery. Don't quote me. Livery though, they are very just different, aren't they? There's no real liveries that are the same, which is pretty good. You see, yeah, there is Kamikaze in that rather fluorescent, beautiful livery, red and white. It's building up to the winter, so I suppose red and white kind of works. I suppose currently goes a little bit quicker on that sector.
Yes, set a personal fastest lap time 1:42.9. So it's got wide a bit. Oh, he's really pushing it. You can see he wants that 6th position, because at the end, at the championship, I think we might have at least 5, maybe 6 potential championship contenders here. He's gone wide again, so let's hope for him that he doesn't get any slowdown penalties, because he's lost time with that either
Yeah, Goonie, let's have a look at Goonie, by the way. He's 2.9, so he's just about that 3-second window behind Ethan. So he's trying his hardest there, and let's see if he can get any position there. Mild-Man and Kamikaze, there they are, still having their little ding-dong battle up front, though. 2.7, so now it's starting to open up a little more now. I'll say that goes down to 2.5, so he's got half a second in the window, which isn't a lot, is it? Half a second to be safe with a penalty.
Yeah, it's one time running wide, or just one misjudgment of a corner, and it's all gone. And when you land behind someone, it's really hard to just run away 3 seconds again, because their pace is so similar. Look at their lap times, 1:43.004 and 1:43.077. So let's see what those lap times will be. I think Racelot won a lot more time. And 42.5. Yeah, he's won half a second then.
So gap may be opening up a little bit, half a second, but that half a second can easily switch around. Ethan, meanwhile, let's see what lap time he's saying.
Oh, there's a car off! Is EPR? EPR's off!
What has happened there? That's a really weird place to go off, Vector, right? It's hard to see what happened there. Good spot, by the way, but has he lost the... I presume he lost the rear end or something. Maybe lit up the rears on the curb or something. We know it's pretty easy to do. You can run wide there quite a lot, so maybe lost the rear, or maybe there was something else we just do not know. But 3 seconds, so he's now starting to open that window. And now look at Ethan and Goonie. They're still open their gap now. So that's interesting. Mild-Man dropped a lot.
Ethan has not got enough.
Yeah.
Even if it's not got enough anymore. 2.8, it's hanging by the edge.
Oh, Kamikaze now up to P6, so he's coming through now after EPR. As a mistake, we do not know what happened. I believe he must have just got on the curb or just went a little bit wide and just the rear end stepped out, but maybe contact. It was very close to other cars, I think, but
I don't think it was contact because I didn't see them getting a lot closer.
It's just the rear then, I suppose. Very weird place to go off, nonetheless. Kamikaze, P6 we're looking at here. He's chasing down Mild Man. It's still 1.3 seconds up front. It's 3.5 seconds, 3.6 seconds now. With only 6 laps to go, coming up to 5 laps to go now. 32.8 litres, 17.6 litres of fuel. So drivers, of course, don't really need to refuel their cars, of course. Easily be able to do this amount of laps. In terms of tyres as well, they should have easily been able to do it. Of course, most of the drivers will be on those hard compounds around this circuit. But yeah, it's really going well. Look at Vasilo. Down 11th place has really opened that gap to Marty as well. Look how quickly Vulcan's pulled away. He's rather been going for it right now, hasn't he? Look, 142.5. It's within the realms of possibility he could catch Pretender here if he's quick enough. He's only, what was it, 6-7 seconds, I think, behind? It's possible.
Possibly, yeah. The gap is, let's see, Pretender, oh, he's getting closer to Igor, so 3 seconds. He's catching up a bit. And Vulcan is 7 seconds behind. He is lapping a lot faster than Pretender, so it's still all to play for. But also Kamikaze, right behind Mildman, but because, of course, Mildman's got a penalty. A grand total of 1 second. So, yeah, it's the cameras are not really going that well.
The cameras are not with us today. Third person mode there over the crest. I do love that shot though over the crest there. But well, Kamikaze really just needs to find 0.08 of a second really just there to get back onto the position where he can get P5. So he's got the P6 there, just on the edge of 1 second. And you have to say, if he finished just 1 second just like that behind, I'm pretty certain he'll be gutted. But now he's still there, just 9 tenths to gap there, so it's just teetering right now. It's just teetering. Now it drops down a little more now to about 6 tenths. As Mild Man made a mistake, that's critical for him. As we go to 3 laps to go here in Algarve here for the Portuguese, round 1 here in Portugal. Turning it such a little race so far, and I've enjoyed it. Have you enjoyed it, Vetro? Because I definitely have.
Of course I've enjoyed it. I've said it multiple times. I'm really enjoying this because of all the battles.
Hopefully, and I'm hoping this is going to be like this the rest of the season there. Mild Man doing his job, just keeping that position as much as he can, just on the second mark. Up front though, let's have a look between Ethan and Goonie, because I think that gap has now opened up a little more, hasn't it? Yeah, look at that, 3.7. So that's exactly what he wanted to see. So now he's got that gap even more open. Rather even gaps though between first, second and third and fourth as well, because they're both of them 3.7 seconds ahead of their rival. So, and they both have penalties. So this is one race of two halves right now, because you've got the battle of, can the guy who hasn't got the penalty just get within the gap of the guy who has the penalty? But the question is, how much penalty has the leader got now with racing? I think he's still got that 1 second, if I'm not mistaken. Like 2 seconds, my apologies. Yeah, 2 seconds.
2 seconds. Ethan still 3, Mountain 1, Racing Archer 3, with Ben 2, and Igor's got 1. So Igor is also not safe yet, because Pretender is getting closer.
Yeah,
it looks like. Well, the gap is still 3 seconds, so it's staying a bit the same. But Vulcan is really getting closer, because he just closed the gap from 7 to 3.
Yeah, he's really got the bit between his teeth, and Vulcan, yeah, you can see another 2 tenths up. So he has surely been the man of the hour right now. He's been driving with such confidence in this last couple of laps. He's been closing. Let's look at the gap there, 143 to 145. The gap there, only 3 seconds. So there was a possibility they can get him next lap, if I'm not mistaken.
Possibility is always there.
Yeah, of course. if he makes a mistake, of course, very much will be in the possibility. Kamikaze Lope still just within, well, just round that 1 second window. I think he's getting a bit frustrated now, don't you think? He's just there. 1.1 seconds. He just needs to find maybe just a little bit more somewhere. It's just the question is, where can he find him? Mild is matching him absolutely everywhere. I just can't find that time.
Yeah, he's not getting any closer. That's really frustrating, I would imagine. EPR made a small mistake, it looks like.
Did, yeah.
Just in the background.
5 attempts down. Not too much low. They're coming on to your penultimate lap, by the way, for your leaders. That's coming through the last corners, if I'm not mistaken, to start the second last lap of this race. So, if you've been wondering where this race has gone, I've been certainly wondering where this race could just disappeared. It's gone like that. Puff of smoke. And yeah, look at Scooby. He's making a bit of a drop now. Look, 5 seconds. So I think he started to back off slightly now, Vettel, don't you think?
I think he has. Yeah, he's got enough time to even, of course, and yeah, low, he's got 10 seconds to even. So second place is safe. Maybe not want to take any more risk, and they're lapping so identically. It's he does not want to throw it all away.
Yeah, Modman still that, still just ahead, just well, it's 5 attempts now. So VP Kamikaze has now got that gap down a little bit. So I said they were just matching it for perfectly. Well, now the gap's just dropped to 5 attempts. So well, I'll be goddamn then, and I'll be silent then. So gap closing. Vulcan there. Now he's with Pretender. So I mentioned that he could catch him within a lap or two. Oh well, never mind. I had to go and say it. Well, anyway, Mild Man under pressure from Kamikaze. The gap 2 attempts now, and I think Kamikaze's trying to have a look, Vetcher, isn't he?
Of course he is. We can see that all on the screen right now. He was looking on the brakes, having to avoid the back of Mildman, of course. Really tough on the brakes here, and let's see if he can close the gap to this sector. This sector looks like Mildman has got a better pace, maybe because of the Lambo. Higher downforce, possibly.
Indeed, Lambo and the Audi, both same engine, almost kind of very similar cars in retrospect in real life, of course. The Lambo and the Audi, both kind of manufactured very evenly, both of course different in GT3. Marty there, currently running a little bit wide, and coming on to your last lap, by the way, he's your race leader, lap 35 of 35 for your leader. Vulcan, of course, after I said he was catching, made that small mistake, and that's really cost him that. Kamikaze, though, there he is again, though. Only 4 attempts to gap there, and he's still trying here. It's not over yet. It very much isn't over yet. Let's see, gets a good exit here, but I feel this time still a little bit too far back down this straight. Up front, though, he's just coming through the middle sector now, coming into the T1 split, and that is currently your race leader. Maybe into the T2 split, if I'm not mistaken. That's how far ahead they're currently driving. It's a beautiful drive for them.
See now, Kamikaze is still looking at the back. He wants the position. In the meantime, we'll see where Ceresalot is. He's not at the end yet, so we can still look at this battle. He's gone wide.
Oh, made a mistake. Went wide. That's cost him. There we go. Now is Mild Man going to dive on up the inside in frustration? I think he is. Yes, he is. He's locked up. He goes too deep. No, now can Kamikaze cut back? Yes, he can. That's a beautiful move there.
Oh, yes, he can.
And Mild Man loses the rear there, trying to cover him off as much as he can. Slightly taps him, and that's cost him that. Now, let's go to the leader, by the way. They're just coming through the last couple of corners in just a few moments. There he is, Sir Racelot. What a race he has. He has very much been the star driver of this race. At one point, I wasn't expecting him to be up here, but he has defied all odds. Racelot then comes to the line and will win race 1 in round 1 here in Portugal. Then he wins in Algarve in a very beautiful fashion, then across the line, and he is in absolute awe. Scooby finishes P2. What a drive from him. Now we look at P3 then. It is going to be Ethan. He's going to get P3 then. Could have been more, but unfortunately on this day couldn't have done it. P3 is the best he'll get out of this race then. But what a battle he had with Goonie through this race, though. Will finish in P4. Kamikaze will finish P5, then just ahead of Mildman, of course, in the end. Good race between those guys. EPR will be the next to cross the line. He's a little bit further back, of course. And we're just waiting for him to cross the line. There he is, Len coming through the last corner. Good race for him. Couldn't capitalise on others' mistakes, of course. Made a few critical mistakes his own. He'll finish P7. David Ben, good drive for him. He'll finish P8, of course. Oh dear.
Oh!
Side across the line, almost flipped it there, and it backs it into the wall there just about. David Ben, good drive for him there. P8 there. Igor, good drive for him. Pretender there. Let's see. He's still there with Vulcan. Vulcan's still there. This could be a run for the line. Let's see. Gets a good line here. I think Pretender's just about going to get it here. Igor will finish P9. Who's going to finish P10? I think it's going to be Pretender. Yes, it is. Just about Vulcan 2 tenths behind there. Couldn't do it. Marcus there. Oh, God!
Oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear. Marty will finish P12. Joshua
He's
Luke will
to the
finish.
corner.
Yep, Joshua Luke will finish P13, and out of this race, start of course with a technical issue. And well, what a race! I'm giving that 11 out of 10.
Well, for our first round, of course, this is an amazing race. The official rundown is Racelot wins the first race, Scooby second, even rounds up the podium, Goonie into fourth, Kamikaze fifth, Mildman sixth, EPR seventh, Davidman eighth, Igor ninth, Pretender 10th, 11th is Vulcan, 12th is Martin, Joshua Luke is in 13th, and Scald, the only retirement, of course, unfortunately on lap 6. And everyone finished on the same lap, so no lapped cars, and that just shows how close this field is. It's absolutely insane.
Indeed,
I can't even tell who has got the fastest lap. It looks like Racelot also got the fastest lap with 1:42.3, but it's all so close. Just look at the lap times.
Indeed, well, your official rundown then. Racelot, Scooby, Ethan, Goonie, Kamikaze, Mildman, EPR Archie, David Ben in PA, Igor P9, Pretender P10, Vulcan P11, Marty P12, Joshua Luke P13, and Scold, who has now got a profile picture of a duck, in P14. And
well, that was a race and a half.
Yeah.
We hoped you all enjoyed that. We certainly did. And I'm sure next week will be just as good. Also follow us on Twitter. My Twitter is Factor Racing. Also follow AOR Online Racing.
And me, Evil Dragon XXL, as per usual. The XXL is important. For some reason, I will one day figure out why I've got XXL on the end of my name. But until next time, where we go to yet another beautiful circuit that I believe might be, if I'm not mistaken, do not quote me, I believe it might be Silverstone. I did check the calendar, but it's been such a hectic race, I forgot it again. But I will check. But what a race this has been. What a season this is going to be, in my opinion. Until next time, this has been AOR. I've been Evil. Vetro has been Vetro. And final words, this is going to be mega. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Goodbye.